The LA County Sheriff's Department is searching for a missing fitness influencer.
You might not see me post ever again. My videos weren't fake.
Okay, Area 51, restricted area, no trespassing, use of deadly force authorized. Well, I think it's time for me to get out of here.
In Wyoming, a coroner has said the young woman who vanished on a road trip with her fiancé and was later found dead had been strangled.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dre. I'll be your host today. In today's video, we'll be going over influencers who went missing. So please leave a like. Hopefully I earn your subscription by the end, and enjoy the video. Alexis Sharkey. Alexis Sharkey was an Instagram and TikTok influencer with over 77,000 followers as of the time of making this video. She also worked as an MLM for a company called Monat. For those of you that don't know what an MLM is, it's basically individuals that are brought into a business as contractors. These people are then tasked with selling the company's products or services and gain a commission off of those sales. They can also recruit others into the program and receive a percentage off of their sales, which sounds like a very nice mobile job to have. Alexis would regularly post on her TikTok and Instagram, where she used her following to gain clientele. She would tell her followers if they wanted to live a life like she was, going on trips and traveling all the time, all they had to do was sign up to the program using her links. Alexis was married to Thomas Sharkey. They had married on December 20th of 2019 and began dating just before 2018. Alexis would never speak of Tom to her friends, but whenever he was around her friends, they described him as loving and affectionate towards Alexis, and he was very nice and respectful to her friends as well. In 2020, when the pandemic hit, Alexis would post these TikToks hinting at the idea of Tom being a controlling husband. A lot of her comments were from people concerned about her relationship with Tom, but Alexis seemingly ignored these comments and continued to post, with her last post being in October of 2020. That same month, Alexis went on a trip to Marfa, Texas and to Tulum, Mexico with several of her friends. During the trip, Alexis finally opened up about her toxic relationship with Tom and that she had wanted to get a divorce only 1 year after marriage. She mentioned that whenever they would fight and argue, he would strangle her to the point of her passing out. She even showed them text messages that Tom had sent her during the trip. These text messages consisted of him calling her a whore, suspecting her of cheating on him. She also told her friends that she would constantly make plans with their friends to avoid going home. But once the trip was over, Alexis had to go back home with Tom, obviously. They lived in a small apartment in Houston, Texas. On November 27th, 2020, Alexis celebrated Thanksgiving away from Tom, still in Houston though, just at her friend Tanya's house. But later that night, she got picked up by another friend and they went to a local bar. At around 3 a.m., Alexis went back to Tanya's place to pick up her car and go back home. On November 28th, 2020, the day of Black Friday, which is a huge day for people who work as MLMs, Alexis did not make a single post that day, which was very odd. However, at around 5 p.m., Alexis sent a text to her friends' group chat where she asked if anyone wanted to go out that night. Her friends responded to the text saying they each could not make it that night, but they all agreed to hang out the next day. All of them except Alexis. She did not open any of their messages, and with her not posting anything on social media either, her friends were worried with the information they knew about Alexis's toxic relationship with Tom. Later that night, one of Alexis's friend's boyfriend received a text message from Tom asking if they had seen or heard from Alexis. Tom said they had gotten into a huge argument and that Alexis stormed out of their home, jumping over a fence and driving off in someone's car. But Tom did not stick to his story, as he called a few of Alexis's friends, including Alexis's mom. He gave them variations of his story. In one story, he said that Alexis took off without her phone, and in another, he says he tracked her down using the Find My Phone app. He called many people except the police, which is a red flag. Eventually, Tanya went to go check in on Alexis at her apartment, but no one was home. So she called Alexis's mom, Stacy, and soon Stacy reported Alexis Alexis Sharkey as a missing person. Tanya and the rest of Alexis's friends started spreading awareness of Alexis, creating posts, hashtags, and much more. However, while awareness was being spread, Alexis's body had already been found. At around 8 a.m., a city worker that found her said in a statement, "So we're looking and we see feet. The feet were in the road. Man, I'm just devastated. I'm looking at a human being lying there dead. It kind of shook me up a bit. We can't help her. We can't bring her back." End quote. He also described how he found Alexis's body. "It's just like she got out of the tub. Her body was clean. There was nothing on her body. Her body was clean." End quote. Her body was found miles away from her apartment, completely nude on the side of the road. After the discovery, Tom was brought in to confirm it indeed was Alexis Sharkey. Soon, police informed Alexis' family and the public. With many people online suspecting Tom for murder, Thomas soon fled Texas and moved to Georgia, but before he had moved, detectives had asked him for a DNA sample, in which he had agreed, but then fled. Detectives soon arranged another time to meet with Thomas for a DNA sample, this time in Georgia, but once again, Thomas fled the state, this time to Florida, where then he was staying at his daughter's home in Fort Myers, Florida. On September 29, 2021, an arrest warrant was obtained for Thomas Sharkey. Houston police said Thomas was the only person who had the means, motive, and opportunity to have committed the murder. On October 5th, 2021, at about 10 p.m. Tuesday, the U.S. Marshals learned Tom was staying with his daughter in Fort Myers. Deputies went into the daughter's home, and when Thomas Sharkey learned that they were there for him, he ran upstairs and shot himself, police said. HDP said neither Thomas Sharkey nor his family knew of the arrest warrant prior to U.S. Marshals making contact with him. They say the goal was that when he was arrested to formally charge him with Alexis Sharkey's murder in Harris County. It's very sad that Alexis Sharkey did not get the justice that she deserved, and it's very upsetting the way her body was found naked on the side of the road. With Thomas choosing the coward's way out, the true story of events during Alexis' death will remain unknown. Rest in peace, Alexis Sharkey. Andrew Dawson. Although Andrew Dawson has over 500,000 followers on TikTok today, he was never an influencer. His TikTok at Andy Camped, with around 56,000 followers when he was active, mainly consisted of personal use like harmless pranks, videos with his kids, showing off his dog, and videos with his girlfriend. But on April 9th, 2022, he posted the infamous The Giant video, which as of the time of writing this script, the video has over 23.5 million views. In the video, Andrew claims he sees a giant on top of this mountain, Whistler's Peak, in Alberta, Canada. All of Andrew's videos have comments turned off, which I would really have liked to see how people responded and reacted to his videos. Since in his following two videos, it sounds like he's responded to a few comments, saying that it is hard to keep the camera steady, which makes sense since the mountain is miles away. And in the first video, he was in a moving vehicle. In the second video, I guess people were telling him he has Parkinson's, and he states he's going to try to get closer. On April 12th, Andrew posts 3 videos. He says he's on his way to get a closer view and that he's going to try to keep the camera steady. In the next video, he records the mountain and the supposed giant is gone, as he sets his phone on top of his car's side mirror to keep the camera steady, and he explains that he spoke to a local, which apparently it comes and goes, referring to the giant. In the third video, Andrew says this:
I just got stopped by like some CIA agent. He told me to turn around, said I'm trespassing. I said it's a public area, like a public park or whatever. Some local told me to take this path. I didn't get it on camera, but I'm going to go again tomorrow and be prepared to be filming right now because he stopped the vehicle. His truck was blocking it. Said some like environmental issue was going on. I don't know. He told me to go back and said I was trespassing. I don't get it. It was awkward, but I'm going back again tomorrow to see if he's not there. But if he is there, I will keep camera. I will film because the only angle I could get that I found today is the one I just posted earlier, and there wasn't even anything there. But I don't understand why the road's blocked off.
Yeah, Andrew claims there was a CIA agent blocking the public road, and he will try again the following day, this time recording the whole situation. So the next day, Andrew gets up at around 5:30 in the morning and heads to the mountain with his dog. On his way to the mountain, he captures what seems to be a UFO, but guys, I'm pretty sure this is just a cloud reflecting sunlight since this is pretty early in the morning, the sun is still rising. On the next video, he sees these 2 helicopters that he claims are extracting something, which now this is very very odd. He sees a giant one day and the next day it's gone. And now he sees these helicopters extracting something. Yeah, this seems very suspicious. By the time Andrew arrives at the mountain, it is dark out. And by surprise, the CIA agent Andrew was talking about was still there and told Andrew to turn around.
What's going on?
Road's closed. Turn around.
Really?
Yeah, man. Just turn around, please.
Okay. Have a good night, man.
So that was fucked up. There he is. I'm driving past him again. Just turned around. I don't understand why it's closed off though. It's a fucking public park or public road or whatever.
On April 16th, 2 days after his last post, Andrew sees that same vehicle that he came across on the mountain, stalking him outside his home. As he tries to approach the car drives off.
Hey!
At this point, I'm pretty sure Andrew's comments were going crazy, worried about his safety. And almost after a month of not posting, on May 6th, Andrew posts this update.
Hey guys. I just want to give you an update. I'm not dead. I have not disappeared. I have just been busy with life. I couldn't get around to posting and updating you guys. So now I'm going to give you an official update of what's been going on. Sorry to disappoint you guys, but all of the videos that I posted were scripted. They're just fake. They were just strictly for entertainment. I'm sorry to disappoint you guys. I just needed to give you a quick update.
Yeah, so Andrew says all his videos were fake and scripted, but in the video, I'm pretty sure you guys noticed, Andrew kept looking off to the side, almost as if he was reading a script, and his body expression seemed way off from his other videos. A week later on the 16th, Andrew takes back what he said about his videos.
You might not see me post ever again.
With the caption of this video being, "Too much has happened, and I can't be forced to be silent." On the next day, May 17th, Andrew posts his last ever TikTok, where he suspects this structure to be military on what I'm assuming is a different mountain by the looks of it. And he says that building was not there yesterday.
What is that? That was not there yesterday.
So that was the last time we heard from Andrew Dawson. After time passes, people start to suspect that the government had silenced Andrew, but why would his videos still be up then? On July 1st, 2022, the Campbell River Mirror, a local news outlet that publishes media coverage in Andrew's area, reported that Andrew Dawson had died, but his cause of death wasn't indicated in the article, which this led the internet to speculate. Some continued to theorize about his disappearance, claiming the videos were not real in the first place. Plenty of others have offered their condolences about his passing. An article from Ground Report reports his widow girlfriend posted a video where she mentioned that his death had nothing to do with the case and that Andrew had been struggling with depression for years. She also said that the videos were real, except for the cars and the subject that stopped them. She also has a few TikToks mourning his death. So Andrew really is gone, and his death was not a hoax as some people were theorizing. And no, it definitely was not the CIA. In this Reddit group called "What Do You Think Actually Happened to Andrew Dawson?" a Reddit user who seems to have deactivated their account commented in this group. That comment says, "He's dead. Andy was my uncle. Watchhorn was his last name. My name is Jared Holbrook, and Andy was my uncle. If you see my Facebook or TikTok for the fun we used to have, Andy left behind a son, and a GoFundMe should be set up for Preston, his son, and my cousin. Andy was a prankster, and those videos were all fake. All the people in the videos were his friends. Andy passed away in Campbell River because on Canada Day, due to mental health after getting laid off for leadcore where those videos were made. Love you, Andy, and miss ya. Jared Holbrook, your nephew." Which in Andrew's obituary, Jared's name is listed as family. But it is very odd that this user commented the same thing many times in this Reddit group, which I agree with this user. How many times are you going to keep saying the same thing? Like, you could have just said it once. On a YouTube video by the Y-Files on this Andrew Dawson case, which I really recommend you guys watch if you guys are interested in this topic. They debunk all of Andrew's TikToks about the giant, with the giant being a cell phone tower on top of the mountain, and the reason why the supposed giant was gone in another video was because he was recording from a closer view where the tower was not visible. In the video of when the helicopters were extracting something, they were helilogging, simply extracting tree logs. Also the video with the military building, that was just a Jasper Skytram. And AJ from the Y-Files explains that the officer or CIA agent from Andrew's videos was speaking a bit casual for an officer.
Road's closed. Turn around.
Really?
Yeah, man. Just turn around, please.
Okay. Have a good night, man.
As they would normally establish authority when speaking, so that video could be scripted. And the video of the car stalking Andrew seems to be scripted as well. If a CIA or FBI agent were indeed stalking a person, I'm pretty sure that person would never know. And taking off like the car did in the video, and sitting there outside with the headlights on, seems to be a bit off for a CIA or FBI agent. In the video of Andrew saying his videos were scripted, the thumbnail of that TikTok is literally him looking off to the side, so doesn't that seem to be set up for a plot? I'm pretty sure he was given an acting performances in that video. With his death being so soon after the CIA and Giant situation, I personally think that was just a coincidence. Only his family knows what really happened to Andrew Dawson. Gabby Petito. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of the Gabby Petito case since this case was everywhere at one point. The internet was so involved at the time. I even remember following along with the case updates. Gabby Petito was an internet blogger. Gabby was also engaged to Brian Laundrie. He had proposed to her on July 2nd, 2020. She was originally from Blue Point, New York, but she moved to Northport, Florida to live with Brian and his family. After being inspired from a trip they had previously, Gabby and Brian had a plan to travel the country in Gabby's white 2012 Ford Transit van, which Gabby bought in December of 2020. And she planned on documenting the whole trip and posting it online. In July of 2021, the couple began their cross-country road trip, with Instagram posts from July of that year showing them at the country's national parks, visiting Monument Rocks in Kansas on July 4th, Colorado Springs, Colorado on July 8th, and the Great Sand Dunes National Park in Colorado on July 10th, before heading to Utah. In Utah, there they visited Zion National Park on July 16th, Bryce Canyon National Park on the 21st, Mystic Hot Springs on the 26th, Canyonlands National Park on July 29th, and Arcs National Park on August 12th. That same day, Moab City Police were called to a report of disorderly conduct. The caller said, and I quote, "We drove by, a gentleman was slapping the girl," end quote. Before we continue, people say the cops did not follow the law as they didn't make a single arrest. In this case, they're supposed to make an arrest with any domestic violence cases, and they did not seem to have any suspicion on Brian. So people say these officers completely failed Gabby Petito. Officers pulled the couple over, separated the two, and questioned them. Gabby seemed to say everything was her fault and that she hit Brian first. But guys, this is what Gabby's face looked like during the time. The officers suggested Brian and Gabby to stay separate for the night, with Gabby staying in the van and Brian staying at a hotel, and with neither of them wanting to file a charge.
How far do you want to go with this? Like, you know why the domestic assault code is there. It's there to protect people, especially the reason why they don't give us discretion on these things is because too many times women who are at risk want to go back to their abuser. They just wanted him to stop, and they don't want to have to be separated. They don't want him charged. They don't want him to go to jail, and then they end up getting worse and worse treatment, and then they end up getting killed.
Gabby's mom said the couple left Salt Lake City for Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming around August 24th, which was the last time she had spoken to Gabby on FaceTime. She said she received texts sent from Gabby's phone until August 30th, but she wasn't sure whether Gabby sent those or not. On August 25th, Gabby posted her last Instagram post with the caption being "Happy Halloween," which I don't know why if it was still August. On August 27th, a Louisiana couple in Jackson, Wyoming said they saw Gabby and Brian get into an explosive argument at the Mary Piglet restaurant in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. She said Brian was screaming at the hosts while Gabby was in tears and apologizing. On September 1st, Brian returned to his parents' home in Northport with Gabby's van, but he returned alone. Gabby was missing. On September 11th, Gabby's family reported her missing to the Silva County Police Department in New York. When police in Florida knocked on Laundrie's home that night, his parents handed them their lawyer's phone number. Gabby's van was also processed for evidence.
I'm not talking to anybody.
You don't want to talk to us? Okay, she's on the phone. You don't want to talk to her now?
No.
Okay, when was the last time that you saw Brian and Gabriel?
Well, Well, Brian is here.
Brian is here?
Yeah, and that's all I'm going to say.
And that's why you're saying?
Yeah, we have an attorney. They've been calling, I don't know. That's all I want to say. I don't know why so many attorneys are aware they're calling, so I can give you his number.
Whose number? The attorney's number?
Yeah.
Okay, I would like that, please, so I can give it to the detective. Thank you. Thank you, I appreciate it. And just to let the detective know, is Gabriel here or no?
No.
She's not here, okay.
I felt was here last night.
Yeah, okay, so is this her vehicle? Her van?
It's both of them.
It's both of them? Okay, all right, thank you.
On Wednesday, September 15th, Brian Laundrie was officially named a person of interest in Gabby Petito's disappearance, and Northport police said he was hindering the investigation. Brian has not made himself available to be interviewed by investigators or provided any helpful details. During this time, Gabby's parents set up a Find Gabby page on Facebook. Her best friends made posts of Gabby's disappearance on TikTok and Instagram. Gabby's last location was Grand Teton National Park. This was when the internet really united on the hunt for Gabby, with the hashtag Gabby Petito going viral. A few days after Gabby was reported a missing person, the Laundrie family reported Brian as a missing person on September 17th. They claimed they had not seen Brian since Tuesday, so at this point, both Brian and Gabby are considered a missing person. On September 18th, Northport police searched a vast Florida wildlife reserve for Brian, but nothing was found. Meanwhile, the FBI in Denver were conducting a search at Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming with help from the National Park Service and local law enforcement agencies in hopes of finding Gabby. It wasn't until the next day, September 19th, when authorities discovered a female that fits the description of Gabby. The body had been dead for at least 3 weeks. Gabby's family were notified of the finding, and her father tweeted this shortly after she torched the world. On September 20th, police and FBI agents launched a search warrant and swarmed Laundrie's residence. The next day, on the 21st, an autopsy confirmed the body in Wyoming is Gabby Petito. Her death was ruled a homicide by manual strangulation. On the 22nd, search teams returned to the Florida Nature Park to look for Brian. A dive team even joined them. A federal arrest warrant was issued for Brian Laundrie the following day related to Brian's unauthorized use of Gabby's debit card with intent to defraud between August 30th and September 1st in Wyoming with a value of $1,000. It was until October 20th, a little over a month since Brian was reported missing, that investigators recovered human remains at a Florida preserve park, along with personal items belonging to Brian, including a backpack and a notebook. The next day, a comparison of dental records confirmed that the human remains found are those of Brian Laundrie. The FBI said in a statement, "Today, Gabby's family filed a few different lawsuits. The first one was in May of 2022, when Gabby Petito's family filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Brian Laundrie's estate, and in November of that year, a Florida judge awarded Gabby Petito's family $3 million in settlements for the lawsuit against Brian Laundrie's parents. And that same month, they filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Moab police in Utah, accusing the department of failing to properly investigate her domestic violence case and protect her. I could not find any updates on this case, but Moab officials said in a statement that while Petito's death was a terrible tragedy, no one could have predicted the tragedy that would occur weeks later and hundreds of miles away, that its officers were not responsible for her death, and that they would fight the lawsuit. Rest in peace to Gabby Petito. Kenny Veach, whose real name is Kenneth Lee Veach, and his YouTube channel is called Snake Bit Mickey. Kenny was a YouTuber who only has 5 uploads to his channel. Kenny specialized in hiking and cave exploring. Kenny was also interested in aliens, or whatever the government calls them these days, UAPs. Kenny left a comment on a YouTube video titled Area 51 Technician's Son Discloses Secret Alternative Energy, which, to summarize the video, it's just one of those I used to work at Area 51 stories. But Kenny left a comment on this video reading, "This ain't nothing. I am a long-distance hiker. One time, during one of my hikes out by Nellis Air Force Base, I found a hidden cave. The entrance to the cave was shaped like a perfect capital M. I always enter every cave I find, but as I began to enter this particular cave, my whole body began to vibrate. The closer I got to the cave entrance, the worse the vibrating became. Suddenly, I became very scared and hightailed it out of there. That was one of the strangest things that had ever happened to me," which oddly this comment has been deleted from the video. After he posted posted this comment, the internet being the internet. People were arguing with Kenny, calling him bluff, so Kenny went on to prove them wrong. On October 18th, 2014, Kenny uploads a video which is titled M Cave Hike. In the video, Kenny is searching for the particular cave he had came across before in the Nevada desert, which is near Area 51. In the video, Kenny says this about the cave.
Well, I'm leaving it in the dust. Oops. And the canyon's getting a little more narrow. It looks like it's blocked off, but I can squeeze through that. It kind of turns into like an S, but it just keeps on going. And then there's lots of little caves, but they're not the kind of cave I'm looking for. The kind of cave I'm looking for is deep, and it's dark, and it's shaped it's shaped just like the letter M. So lots of little caves and stuff along here, and it's about level with the ground, like in an area like this. So I really got to keep my eyes peeled because I don't want to pass it. You know. And then there's caves like that. Looks like. I'm not going up there. And there's caves. There's actually caves all over the place up here. It's a really cool place. If you want to come spelunking, this is the place to come spelunking, man.
In the end, Kenny couldn't find the cave he was talking about, so was the cave even real? After he had uploaded his video, lots of people in his comments section were encouraging Kenny to find the cave and keep searching, with some still calling him bluff, and one specific comment warning Kenny about the M cave, which says, "No, don't go back there. If you find that cave entrance, don't go in. If you do, you won't get out." Yeah, that's a pretty strange comment if you ask me. I wonder if that person even knew what they were talking about, or if they were just concerned for Kenny like others. On November 10th, 2014, Kenny Veach headed to the Nevada desert one more time on the hunt for the cave, but this time, Kenny was never seen again. On November 14th, Kenny's girlfriend, Sharon Pilgrim, reported Kenny missing. His disappearance soon turned up on the Las Vegas news station, and the search was on to find Kenny. In Kenny's YouTube video, he's standing by an abandoned mine shaft, narrating some information about the cave he was seeking for. And on November 22nd, 2014, search and rescue volunteers found Kenny's cell phone, indicating that he had in fact gone out searching for the cave. The commander of Red Rock Search and Rescue in Las Vegas said in a statement, "We found his cell phone close to a very vertical old mine shaft, and we can't find another trail. It doesn't mean he's down the mine shaft, but we have tracked him as far as we can. We are having our other crews come in from search areas." As the case to locating Kenny had gone cold, his girlfriend left a comment on his M Cave hike video. She explained he had struggled with his mental health for years and may have gone into the desert that day with the intention of taking his own life. Her comment reads, "I want you to know that I do not think Kenny had an accident. I believe he committed. He battled depression for many years and would not take medication or see a doctor. He quit his job a little more than a year before his disappearance. The search for him was started within a couple days of my call. Over 30 search and rescue team members searched 3 different times on foot. 1 helicopter flyover was done and there was no trace of Kenny or any of his camping things." Even with this comment left by Kenny's girlfriend, people still go out searching for Kenny and the mystery of the M Cave. On June 6, 2021, a YouTuber exploring abandoned mines, unusual places uploaded a video titled, "I Found the M Cave" of Kenny Veach. In the video, it seems like he found the cave Kenny was talking about.
There's the one side of it, comes down and then goes back up there and down. Now, this doesn't look to be very deep at all, and it looks like they were trying to wall it off. There's stacked rocks right there, as well as behind.
It's shaped like an M, but what the YouTuber also finds in the cave was this Area 51 no trespassing sign.
Okay, Area 51, restricted area, no trespassing, use of deadly force authorized. Well, I think it's time for me to get out of here. I don't want to press my luck or my buddy Don's luck, who told me about this place, so I don't know. Not sure why all this wood is in here, or this bottle, or that sign, but here it is. Okay, I gotta get out of here.
And when the same channel tried to go back to that cave for another video, this time the cave had a restricted no trespassing sign outside of the cave.
Danger. So my buddy Don was out here not too long ago. He did a more thorough look, and he thought he saw some trail cams off to the right, somewhere over in there. At least I think he said to the right. They might have been to the left. I don't see anything that resembles a trail cam, but they can disguise those to look like anything, rocks, tree stumps. So, but yeah, that's definitely a new development. Very interesting. Why they would restrict access to that area and label it as dangerous or danger.
Kenny Veach's body has never been found to this day. Though a number of theories have emerged, it's very unfortunate we still don't have any answers after 10 years. With whatever happened to Kenny, I hope he rests in peace. Kashawn Sims. Kashawn Ashley Sims, who goes by Cookie and the Booty Doctor. She is a fitness influencer on Instagram, YouTube, and she's a personal trainer, and apparently she's also a rapper as well. She was reported missing on September 28, 2021 in Duarte, California. When reported missing, her mother said Sims struggled with mental health issues brought on by COVID-19. What was odd was that Kashawn uploaded a YouTube video during the time of her missing, which was on September 11th, 2021. This video has since been deleted by Kashawn, but Eekmail, a YouTube channel, has a really good video breaking down Kashawn's video, which in the video Kashawn speaks on her being pregnant and that she has been domestically abused by her father, being hit with a bottle. Also that her sister is threatening her with a taser. In the video at one point you can even hear the taser in the background.
And then when I don't give them anything, they bring my parents into it, and then my dad gets abusive. So I don't even know what the happened for my dad to come over the last time. But he popped up mad about God knows what. And it was before 4th of July. And attacked me, like literally the day before 4th of July. Like smashed my head and all that shit. My mom was sitting right there, didn't do anything. So, because I've been getting abused by him. Like it started when I was 16, he hasn't done, and he's done nothing about it. He's put our family through everything a man could possibly do to women and a family. And she's stayed right there and is so excited and boasts about that stupid shit. So, that happened. And then literally it was seconds before I told him I was pregnant. He didn't believe me. Was still aggressive, and then started crying out of nowhere and got up and left. Then the next day he showed up to bring me food for 4th of July. And like almost was like trying to step into my room happy as going to have a conversation. I grabbed the food, said thank you, and closed it on his face because it's like, did you forget what the yesterday? It's just like everyone's trying to give me to that I have mental issues, but literally everyone in my family is truly acting mental, like truly acting mental. My body's sore because I literally was tossed, pulled, and thrown to the ground by a grown-ass man who claims to be my father and sat on top of me and threatened me with a bottle. And got mad when I went to walk out of my own front door. Like, and then my sister now is walking around turning on her taser.
If these things were really happening in her home, it's just a very sad situation to be in. Good news was that on October 8th, 2021, a month after being reported missing, Kashawn was found safe at a local hospital in good condition and had been reunited with her family. There was also no suspicion of foul play. The department did not release details on what happened to her and said her family was asking for privacy. On November 16th, 2021, Kashawn went on to update her concerned followers in a YouTube video titled Breaking My Silence, where she She stated she indeed was going through some mental health issues and just thanking her followers for the support through the tough time. We don't really know the true story, and I don't want to assume anything, but there could have been a bit of both mental health issues and maybe not to the point of domestic violence, but just a toxic home environment, which led her to just walk out of her home, since she did leave her phone and most of her personal belongings at home. Whatever it was that happened, I'm glad Kashawn Sims got the help that she needed and is doing very well today with spreading a message on mental health issues. Alright guys, that is the end of today's video. If you like the way I narrated this video, please leave a like, and hopefully I earned your subscription. I tried my best to fit in the most important details of these cases, and I hope the influencers that were lost may rest in peace and they will never be forgotten. Also, if you guys are interested on the darkest first dates, please check out my previous video, it would mean a lot. Other than that, I'll see you guys next time I upload.